Tonight on Shattered, hysteria kicks in. And 19-year-old student Lucy is the first to walk from the Shattered lab.
And I've had the most amazing time.
Group hug! Group hug, everyone. Come on, group hug.
Welcome to Shattered, a week-long endurance event where the person who copes best with sleep deprivation could walk away with the current prize fund of £99,000. This is the toughest event of stamina imaginable. And for one participant, 77 hours of sleep deprivation has proved to be enough. At 12:30 this afternoon, Lucy decided to call it a day. This is the moment she decided to leave.
Boys and girls, I've made a decision. I'm going to go home because I just can't do it anymore. And I've had the most amazing time.
Group hug! Group hug, everyone. Come on, group hug.
Thank you so much for being so amazing.
That's all right, babes.
Now, she's okay. She's had a big long sleep since then, and now she is wide awake. And they're cheering for her right now. We're seeing the full drama of her departure later and catching up with her to see how she is. Now, that leaves us with 7 participants, all fighting to stay awake until a live final on Saturday. Now, they've been sleep deprived for 87 hours, so how are the rest of them doing? Let's have a look at them. Now, there are only 2 girls left. Claire M. She's finding, well, she says she's finding this whole thing toughest between the hours of 4 and 6 in the morning. As you can see, looking good now. We've got Claire S, very determined. She's kept herself going by talking incessantly. We also have the boys. Christopher, still got plenty of opinions about him. See, Christopher's a bit of a favourite with the boys across the river there. He's not afraid to share them. We've got Craig. Craig's admitted to be feeling a bit of an outsider in there, it has to be said. And Dean, who... well, the only thing we can really say about Dean is he's been quite flatulent today. Jimmy, who won the Elimination Challenge last night and is as focused as ever. And lastly, Jonathan, still quietly determined. Now, every night, our remaining contestants face an Elimination Challenge. Now, if they lose that, they leave behind them the Shattered experience and the chance to win the money. Last night, we lost our second contestant. Here's what happened after that. Yesterday, Salma was the second participant to be sent packing from the lab. She suffered at the hands of Jimmy in a head-to-head live elimination challenge.
Jimmy.
Well done, man.
Jimmy, well done.
Down there, we know.
Well done. Well done.
Well done.
You're it. I'm through, yeah.
It's like so good, but it's so bad.
Well done.
I'm guessing my pixie worked.
Bittersweet, that.
She was a really good motivator as well. It's going to be difficult without her.
Yeah,
she was actually, wasn't she? Like with the kids and, you know what I mean? Like,
she was a bit of a leader, wasn't she? I thought she was a bit of a leader.
always smile her face.
You were always the
Yeah.
leader as well.
That's why you're both amazing, like, motivators.
Imagine having those kids without Salma.
We've lost the mummy. Still got the dad.
That would have been hard.
Yeah.
Oh my
Still,
God, I'm the
you know,
oldest
look on the
female.
bright competition goes on.
65 hours without sleep, and it's time for this evening's night school.
Wow, you know.
My name's Graham Smith and I'm an artist and we're going to do some drawing.
Fabulous.
Yay.
Okay, I'm going to try and teach you how to draw and I'm going to try and prove to you that what you see is not what you think you can see.
Well, that was the plan.
Hi, Rachel.
If I can introduce you to Rachel.
Hello.
I'm going to ask Rachel to stand for about 20 minutes or just under and I want you to draw what you see. A good way to start is just draw a vertical line down the middle of your sheet of paper. Okay?
Middle
From the top to the bottom.
line down the...
Vertical line right down the middle. Now imagine that that line...
In addition to fighting their own natural body clocks, as it cycles between sleeping and waking states, research has shown that the peaks and troughs in our emotions can also become more pronounced as we're deprived of sleep. We can lurch very quickly from euphoria to depression. Late at night, euphoria is the more common.
And keep measuring and just make marks to do with what you're seeing. Don't trust what you see. Always check it. Intense scrutiny, it's called. Okay? Quiet reflection. Right, be free with the marks, go as quickly as you can, but every mark you make sure you can check, find some way of checking why you've put it where you have. Okay, so her elbow, how far out is that? Okay, where are her feet going to come, do you reckon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, so her feet are going to get quite a small drawing.
After 40 minutes at the easel, Chris's work is truly a masterpiece.
We'll get the whole figure in now, so... Right.
An hour later, and it's time to put the participants' endurance to the test. We know that the worst thing possible when you're sleepy is a boring, tedious and utterly pointless activity. So we challenge the group to sit in silence and listen to a shipping forecast.
Of course it's going to... Is it shipping forecast? Shh.
Here is the shipping forecast at 0500 hours GMT. Warnings of gales in Anglo-Saxon, Thortes, Hawkety, White Cliffs, Wong, Oregon, Balsanose, Risque, Fitzwilliam, Mardy, Harsh Isle and Egyptians. White Cliffs, Wong, Oregon, Balsanose, occasionally under, gale 8 for a while. Risque, Fitzwilliam, Rubber Hammer.
How will they react to such a supersonically boring recording?
Risque, Fitzwilliam, Dutch Carrot, easterly 3 to 4 for a time, northerly veering northwest.
The participants are becoming even more aware of fluctuations in their physical and mental states.
All good.
I was listening to that and I was first of all trying to figure out what on earth it was going on about, and I didn't have a clue. I find it really hard to concentrate, but I'm learning that as soon as you get out of it, you feel fine, absolutely dandy. You just have to really work at getting out of it, because there's a point, I think, of no return, and you've got to work very hard not to get past that point.
7, decreasing 4 or 5 time. Good. Gravity Fisher, heel, Wesley, 4.
Oh my god. It's the kind of thing you'd probably do maybe if you were at a party and you'd had a few drinks and you're having a good time with some good friends. Well.
Would you?
No, I don't actually think you would. No.
Oh, damn, I'm already wet. It's been 68 hours since our volunteers had their last full night's sleep. For most, the early hours of the morning are the hardest to stay awake. Unfortunately for our participants, it's also the time one person must face the nightly You Snooze, You Lose challenge. Challenge is specially designed to test whether the participants have the mental determination and stamina needed to stay awake under the toughest conditions. Every time they close their eyes for 10 seconds or more, £1,000 is lost from the collective pot.
Tonight's You Snooze, You Lose challenge is to stay awake whilst cuddling Mr. Snuggles. Mr. Snuggles is a very cute, very soft teddy bear who'll be strapped to the chosen person for 1 hour.
Claire S. volunteered.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Oh, good luck.
We'll do it. I will do it. I promise. Oh, that is one teddy.
20 minutes later, Claire has worked out a tactic. She's going to talk to Mr. Snuggles for the full hour in a battle to keep focused.
Jimmy is really, really cool. He's the captain, kind of team leader-y bloke. I think he doesn't probably see it much himself, but he's like a really good captain and team leader. He takes things slowly. He tries to get other people's ideas into consideration. Lucy was one of the girls that I basically knew first of all from the beginning of the show. I always thought that I'd get on well with Lucy.
In fact, it's the participants confined to the stark space of the medical room without any motivation or stimulus who are finding life difficult.
This room is the most boring room, and there's no stimulation whatsoever, so you've got to really try hard. Even though you know you're going to get through it subconsciously, you can't think to yourself, well, at least it's only for another 3 hours. When you're in the middle of that, you can't think of anything else. But, oh my God, I can't go on any longer.
Last night, at exactly the same time, Claire M. had similar troubles staying awake.
We've all agreed we've got our rhythms. Mine seems to happen between 3 and 4. And this is going to I'll continue to feel like this till about 7, maybe 8. If I'm lucky, it'll go by 7.
What Claire M is experiencing is her body struggling to stick to its natural inbuilt circadian rhythms. These are 24-hour patterns of waking and sleeping that are dictated by the natural cycles of light and darkness. In the light, your body tends to want you awake. In the dark, asleep. Fighting against these natural rhythms is a tough proposition.
It's just weird. I feel dazed at the moment as well. I don't know, I feel like I've been spiked. I'm just high.
Is she awake? Claire, you awake?
Yeah, she's awake. I don't think she can sleep like that.
Albeit maybe because she's roughly around my age. What I would do is the money. I've already said this. But if I was to win the money, which I'm actually going to do, no matter what, I will win it. I have to.
Back in the relaxation room, Claire S. is doing brilliantly. And so is Mr. Snuggles.
I would help my brother out. My brother called Paul and his girlfriend Judy. Yeah, I'll help them out with their apartment because they've got this lovely apartment now. And they've just taken up all the carpet off it and sanded all down these like planks. And these planks are like, I can't see my other hand. They're really wide anyway.
After an hour of incessant chatter, Claire emerges victorious.
Yay! Spoken for a whole hour.
What, to yourself?
To the teddy.
So Claire had developed a brilliant tactic for getting through sleep deprivation. She doesn't shut up. And here we have Jonathan's artwork from the class last night, which is my favourite one I've picked out. Now, bearing in mind, the model I have was a woman. I think Jonathan chose to draw what looks like an angry man with no eyes. Perhaps an angry biker, or maybe Lemmy from Motorhead, who's to say? Wonderful, well done there, Jonathan. So, we've seen sleep-deprived artwork, hysterical laughter, and a giant teddy bear. After the break, we'll find out what happened when life in the lab got a bit too much for one of our shattered participants. See you then. Welcome back to Shattered. There are 7 contestants left, and they've now been sleep-deprived for 87 hours. Now, that's the equivalent of going without sleep for 11 working days back-to-back. How many is that? OK, tonight they face an elimination challenge, and the loser will be heading home. It will take place right here in the elimination room, in front of the pressure of their friends, family and supporters. And a couple of people we kidnapped while they were shopping over there. OK, now, if they make it through tonight, it's still 4 long days and 4 long nights until Saturday's final, and that prize fund, which at the moment stands at £99,000. They've been doing brilliantly. Let's have a look at how they're doing now. There's Craigie boy. Quite serious, as you can see. Jonathan fan club. That's Chris, sorry. There's Dean. The ladies love Chris. Now, they usually get an adrenaline buzz around this point, probably because they know that, you know, some of them are going to come out for the Elimination Challenge and so forth, so it'll be interesting to see how they are later on. But let's have a look at what happened this morning.
We could do with a few morale raisers, couldn't we? Such as a gourmet takeaway meal, or a remote control car, or a Monopoly set or something.
Where did you come from?
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hello.
Great.
You're looking fit.
Who are you?
It's first light on the group's third full day in the lab. This is David Redfern. He's an undercover magician.
I've gone through 5 days of sleep deprivation.
Research has shown that as people are deprived of sleep, they become more suggestible. We decided to put this to the test. David went into the lab to perform tricks, but tries to convince the group that he isn't a magician.
Let's just do a memory test then. I spoke about it. So look, I just... If you were... You've got the name that card.
5 of clubs, 4. Oh,
see, look, instantly. That's incredible. I mean, I... So this was...
4 clubs.
What was the other one?
King of Hearts.
10.
King of Hearts.
There's a 10.
So I can't believe it.
King of Hearts.
I mean, no, I'm not being horrible.
It wasn't the
I've done it.
I swear on my life, it's King of Hearts. It's either 10 of Hearts or King of Hearts.
It's a 10.
So we've got... Hold on.
I will put 5.
No, please don't do it.
King or 10.
What card was this?
I don't know, I didn't see that one because I wasn't
Neither did I.
That was the 4 of spades.
Hearts. What about the other one?
See, you've got six different people arguing about it.
So where do you
Do it yourself. Do it yourself.
Yeah, but you must
You put some cards down. Okay. You do it. I don't know. You're saying I'm a magician. Do it. You do it.
I'll do it.
Do it.
The way you handle cards is very particular.
Wish I was a magician.
Are you a magician?
Am I a magician?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Is he lying? Is he lying, guys? Yes, he's lying.
I used to go to a magic club when I was at school. My friend, my teacher, he was like this really amazing magician who does some fantastic tricks. And you can tell a magician's hands by the way they deal cards. It's just, they've just got this elegant about, there's just something so elegant about the way they deal it. And as soon as you see a pack of cards with writing on it, you know for certain that they're definitely doing magic.
David leaves, and whilst Claire S. may have not fallen under his spell, he has sown the seeds of doubt amongst the rest of the group.
I must have missed it because I don't even understand really what's going on.
Neither do I. It's alright, don't worry about it.
You think because he wouldn't admit being a magician, then he must be? So I think paranoia is setting in.
No.
He picked up a card and said, look, that's the 4 of spades. Put it back down and then put it on the thing.
Well, what was he trying to prove to you by doing that trick?
What I'm saying was he was trying to screw with our minds. He was trying to tell us that our memories... He was trying to convince us that our memories were worse than they are.
It's mid-morning, and with over 70 sleep-deprived hours under their belt, Dean and Claire M are just completing today's crucial science tests. Jimmy, Chris and Jonathan are reliving their earlier meeting with the secret magician.
And asked him how he dealt with the hallucinations and stuff like that. And he ended up, you know, he'd say exercise and then playing patience. I'm sorry, playing patience would not kill boredom.
Back on the sofa, the rest of the group discuss their science tests. But is fatigue finally getting the better of one of the participants?
My colour one was fine. I
Yeah.
could do that. Or
you get to
I
the
marked
end?
up 1. Is there an end to it?
I don't know.
There's a time out. I knew there's a time out, but I never knew there's
I got
an end.
out of time
an
button.
end.
Well, there's an... Oh, so it's speed orientated as well. Oh, I see. Because I get myself into a
didn't
happy
figure
rhythm.
that.
And I know I don't get any wrong.
I don't have to stay awake anymore.
Lucy.
Oh, Luce.
I can't do it.
Lucy. Negative.
Lucy,
No,
you don't
positive.
know, honestly,
Look at
how
the positive
bad I felt
sides.
earlier.
Oh, look.
There's no positive side. We're not even in the middle yet.
I'm too concerned.
What is there to be positive about?
Lucy decides to try the cold water treatment.
Just got mascara on.
Here's my towel. Towel?
falling asleep as well.
I'm not padding you completely dry.
No, yeah.
There we go.
Wipe for your eyes.
Despite her best efforts, Lucy's finding it impossible to rise out of her body's current slump.
Babes.
All right, love.
I want to go to bed.
Oh, Lucy.
Do you want to try having one cold shower, yeah?
And you had a cold shower, yeah?
Yeah, I had a shower already.
Please.
It's only 1 week.
It's got cold as well. Do some breathing things with me. Will you do that?
Mwah. See, I knew that would work.
With every waking hour that passes, the emotions felt by each member of the group are becoming more pronounced. But with each new high comes a new low. Euphoria to irritation, hysteria to depression, the range of emotions on display is getting wider.
Your emotions can just spiral out of control.
You're losing, just give up now.
I'm not losing.
You are.
Who do you think you are? No, I thought it was funny. I didn't say it was embarrassing.
I'm not coping as well as I should be.
I can't be to run around in that place one more time.
I've never felt as low as I have felt in these past few hours.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh, my God.
I didn't mean to get you.
For some reason at all, what they find funny, I don't tend to find as funny.
Why is Dean laughing? Getting with another. Theorem 4. What's the matter with you people?
OK, I'm joined again by shattered psychiatrist Dr. Gareth Smith and shattered sleep expert Neil Stanley. Lucy there was experiencing a massive low point. Now we know that she's quit. They've all had peaks and troughs. Neil, what's it all about?
Well, we naturally, as was mentioned earlier in the film, we have peaks and troughs, usually about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the post-lunch dip, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, as sort of Claire M was saying about. But because these people aren't respecting day-night cycles, these peaks and troughs are becoming sort of confused. They're being scattered throughout, and some people are peaking at one time whilst others are in their trough. And they're getting, you know, the peaks are higher, so the hysterical behaviour, the water fight we just saw.
But they all seem to be doing it together, which is quite confusing. Why are they doing that?
Well, they've started synchronising.
Right.
But,
yeah, I think since Lucy left this morning, they've begun to synchronise, that their lows are low and their highs are high together. It kind of put their clocks in time with one another, but not necessarily in time with us. It's like kind of having jet lag, really.
Really? Yeah. Is that how you, what you compare it to? OK, now it's not only the highs and lows that become synchronised, it's laughter too. We can take a look at this.
Oh my God.
That was middle of the night last night, and it just spread, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like mass hysteria kind of spreads around them all. Their inhibitions are going. The more tired you get, the less inhibited you become, and they're acting like toddlers, really.
OK. So, does anything else get synchronised?
Yeah, they've been complaining of mouth ulcers, and they've been complaining of stomach aches. And again, that's a suggestibility thing. Once one person begins to notice a sort of physical symptom, it spreads amongst everyone. You all begin to notice niggles and itches and pains and all these kind of things.
Why is that?
Again, suggestibility, and plus that it's a very kind of low stimulus environment. There's not an awful lot going on. They've got nothing to think about other than themselves and each other, you know.
It's funny you say that, because when they complain is when they're doing nothing.
Yes.
The minute they get something to do, even if they come up with something themselves, having the whale of a time, you know, and they just forget how tired they are. But when they complain, it's literally if they have those 2 or 3 hours where nothing's happening, it drives them nuts.
It's like a child's party. Why are there 15 games at a child's party? You know, to keep them interested and keep their attention going, you know, and that's...
So these are all common signs, you know, among sleep-deprived people, yeah?
Very much so. I mean, you know, it's absolutely classical, what these people are experiencing. They are having this sort of regression to toddlerhood, or like they're drunk, you know. You'd never have a water fight normally.
Sure.
But, you know, when you've had a couple of pints or you're a 3-year-old, it seems good fun.
How much more heightened is that going to get from now till Saturday?
I think the highs are going to become high, but probably the worst thing is the lows are becoming much longer.
Yeah, I think I agree with Neil. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to work together, I think, as a team to keep themselves going, and you know, start sharing how they're feeling about each other with each other, which they haven't done yet, really.
Gentlemen, once again, thank you for your science. After the break, we'll be unravelling the whole drama of Lucy's departure and talking to the lady herself. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Shattered, everybody. Yes, indeed. Shattered, we are down to 7 participants who have been sleep-deprived for nearly 88 hours, and boy, oh boy, is it starting to show. OK, they're fighting to stay awake for 8 whole days and 7 nights. You can see them now. But it is not for fun. The person who makes it to the end of Saturday's final could walk away with a possible £99,000. And one person left today. Her name is Lucy. The group have now been sleep-deprived for over 77 hours, and Lucy has been unable to lift herself out of the latest lull. As the tide turns in the battle with her eyelids, she's asked to see Gareth, the shattered psychiatrist.
Hello, everyone.
Good, Hi. Do you like our nice tidy house?
God, you people making a mess. Hi, how are you doing? How are you? Want to come and have a chat? OK, come on. Do you think this is a low ebb, or do you think this is it?
I'm not going to do myself any favours. And I'm not. I just can't. I can't do it. And not even the money. I can't do it.
If I wasn't me, all right, if I was your mates from uni, OK, and your mum and dad,
Yeah.
what would they say?
I'd say go now, Lou.
Would they? And what would you do? Would you give them a big hug and say, OK then?
Yeah.
Then that's what you need to do.
Yeah. I'm going to go now.
OK. Want to give me a hug? I think you did really well. Really good.
After 3 days, Lucy says farewell and leaves the lab for some well-earned sleep.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Are you two off again already?
Bye-bye.
See you later, Lucy.
Lucy. See you later, Lucy. Bye.
Bye.
7 people.
And us two.
Soon to be 6.
The only girlies.
7 people, soon to be 6.
I explain, it's like a dream. It's like a dream, but I'm awake in my dream and I'm walking.
I just need my bed, though. That's it, I need my bed.
No, I got 2. That's how I feel.
After more than 81 hours of sleep deprivation, the remaining contestants are struggling. The Shattered sleep experts recommend they get a 90-minute nap. While this won't be enough to restore them, it will slow down their decline and give them a fighting chance of lasting until Saturday. From this point on, the participants will survive on just 1 or 2 hours sleep per day.
Good night.
Good night, people.
Good night, people. See you in the morning. Good night, Kermie. Good night, Miss Piggy.
Good night, Kermie. Good night, Mary Beth.
Good night, Stinky.
There we go.
This is where it goes straight lighting effect.
Wow, cool lighting.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? Oh, they're going out too.
Whoa! Go on!
Rock on.
Right, shut up now.
All too soon, it's time to wake up. So Lucy is left and she's with us now. We were just talking before then, you said, I just asked you, if you had an hour's sleep, would you have carried on, but no.
No, I'm just watching it and it just makes me feel sick to watch it. I feel so sorry for all of them.
I'm sorry.
I can't watch it.
Not
can't
nauseous right now, sure.
Yes, nauseous.
OK.
A little bit recovered.
Back off. OK, so you had a sleep. All the experts say that the best cure for sleep deprivation is sleep.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes. I feel amazing. amazing. Still a bit. I feel kind of jet lagged at the moment, actually, so still a bit woozy. But
Did you go straight out?
Well, I had like I got put in my little sort of caravan bed, and I had a few doctors. Winnebago. Sorry, Winnebago. And I had a few doctors coming in and feeding me various sort of medical things, and so that was a bit like distracting. It was a bit like, oh god, I'm half asleep. But I'd say about 2 minutes, and I was like that for 7 hours, and got woken up and was still a bit like, whoa, like it's kind of like, you know, like a really bad hangover plus jet lag mixed together, and then. But I'm okay now.
So when I went in for breakfast this morning, you were fairly compass mentis. When did you realise you weren't going to go the distance?
No, I think it hit me probably a couple of hours after breakfast. I think having another sort of load of food, it always makes you tired anyway. And I think the reason it was so bad is because we had nothing to do. I was so, you know, there was nothing to do. I needed activity, and I found it very difficult to sort of keep getting up. The cough was getting to me massively, as I'm sure it was getting to everyone else. Yeah. It was just annoying everyone and me, and it was just physically exhausting. Just but I think I just started. I think, yeah, I say a couple of hours after breakfast, just the emotions all overtook, and I just thought, I've got to get out. Yeah. I want to get out.
Was that the hardest part for you, or what was the hardest part for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this morning was the hardest part because it was my biggest low. God, the hardest part, so hard. I think probably staying active. I know a lot of the boys sort of go to the gym a lot and like do exercise. It would be sort of normal for them, whereas I'm not really very active. I'm kind of more of a sofa person. So just even getting up, just sort of getting up and running around and fighting and wrestling. It's not something I would do anyway. But I think the boys kind of, and the girls as well. But I think they're a lot more kind of like, let's go jogging. You know, they're generally more active people. I think I just found it difficult to kind of get up and...
Okay, lastly, before you go back to sleep, we stress, not go out. Who's going to walk? Who's going to make it through to Saturday? Who's going to walk away with the money?
It's difficult. I reckon Claire S is going to make it. I think she's going to do it. I think she's being very positive, and she was a great motivator. Yeah, I think it's going to be Claire.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Lucy.
Thank you.
Okay, there are two key elements to this programme. First, there's Elimination Challenge every night where somebody leaves, and secondly, every time someone falls asleep, and that means 10 seconds of eye closure, £1,000 is deducted from the prize fund. I'm now heading in to tell them who's up for elimination and how much money they've got left. So, hey, I'll be really popular. Okay, here we go.
Is it Dermy?
Hello, everybody. Every day the cheer gets slightly less. How are you all doing?
Very well.
Great. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
First things first. Just interviewed Lucy. Lucy's had a good 7 hours sleep. She's absolutely fine. Everything's okay with her. Okay. Her parents are out there. She's got a massive cheer. I'll send you all of her love. So don't worry about that.
Hi, Lucy.
But let's move on. We're going to talk about illegal sleeping. Now remember, you lose £1,000 every time one of you falls asleep. Closing your eyes for 10 seconds or more is considered sleep. Have any of you taken illegal sleep today? Hands up.
Illegal sleep?
Depends what you call illegal.
Closing your eyes for 10 seconds or more.
Well, when people commit crimes in the real world, they have a judge and jury.
We have,
and they have a
several hundred judges and juries
and they also have
watching you.
A defence solicitor.
Okay, well...
Let's get it over with.
Let's indeed get it over with. Take a look.
Oh, no. Is that me?
Oh.
Dean.
Oh, no, Dean.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
It was you.
No, look, look! I opened my eyes! Look!
After 11 seconds you open your eyes. And you know
That's
the
why
worst
we
thing?
were so confused.
He wasn't even asleep. He just closed his eyes for 11 seconds.
You idiot!
Hey, come on! Whoa! I don't want you turning on each other, right?
Oh, Deanie.
Right, what happened to solidarity?
It went off when I was in there.
Irrespective of the fact whether you were asleep or not, because
he had just got up and left the
close your
room.
eyes for 10 seconds. Close your eyes for 10 seconds is deemed illegal sleep, okay? So, we have
Even
to
if
deduct
you're laughing so hard.
£1,000 from the prize fund. But, at 87 hours in, you guys are still playing for £98,000. Also, even better than that, from tomorrow, we're going to be giving you the chance to win it back by playing games against me.
No problemo.
Okay, so only one of you can win that money on Saturday night, okay? The participants who face tonight's elimination will be the 3 people who showed the most deterioration in today's scientific tests. Now, they test reaction times, memory, time perception, and mental agility. I can tell you the 3 people who are up for elimination today all showed a major decrease in memory over the last 24 hours. Major decrease, okay? In fact, you've shown decreases of up to 80%.
Oh, my God.
Okay? So, I now have the results of today's tests. 3 of you will face tonight's elimination challenge. The 3 people who showed the biggest decrease in performance in the scientific tests are Claire S, Craig, and Jonathan. Okay. Jonathan,
I knew that one.
Okay. That kind of weirded me out a little bit. Tonight's challenge is based around divided attention. Okay? That's what it's all about. I'm going to leave you alone with that thought. Good luck, guys, all right?
Thank you. They're going to ask, you've got to pay, you're going to have to concentrate on more than one thing at once, aren't you?
I know you did.
But you know, listen, let's go through this.
Let's get
listen, let's go through this. You know when it went off?
Yeah.
You know when the klaxon went off and you all ran in?
Yeah.
So, it's Claire S, Craig and Jonathan in the live elimination challenge. How will they cope? Let's see how they've managed so far.
I think it's sticking with the others is going to be the thing to do, actually. When you realise you're getting really tired, just getting up and doing something. As long as I think as long as I stay in long enough to really feel a challenge.
Oh! Shut up! How many times do I have to tell you? Shut it, all right?
I don't think I'm particularly... Being competitive is a particularly strong character trait of mine. Physically just feeling exhausted. And just mentally just going... and your brain just doesn't do anything.
I think when I'm very tired, I just sort of tend to sit there despondently and just sort of stare into space, which probably isn't the best thing to do, because what you need to do is interact with other people and get on.
If I have a challenge and I set my mind to it, then I have to do it. You do get the ups and the downs are hard downs now.
Standing up is very hard because I feel myself going backwards and forwards at the moment.
I feel fine now.
Claire S, she is the Terminator.
If I was to win the money, which I'm actually going to do, no matter what, I will win it. I have to.
I'm here to win that money. I feel really wide awake.
Really?
I like it. This camera's following me. I had enough and I just wanted to go to sleep. I just couldn't take it. I hope I can make it. Like I said, I'm just going to take each day as it comes.
So, it's Claire S, Craig and Jonathan all battling for survival after the break. We'll see you then. Thank you. Welcome back to Shattered, the ultimate endurance challenge. Our contestants have now been sleep deprived for nearly 88 hours, and they're not even halfway there. Claire S, Craig and Jonathan face tonight's elimination challenge. They are fighting for the right to stay in the competition and be in with a chance of winning that prize fund. Tonight, 2 of them will be returning to the lab, and the loser will be going home to bed. The challenge tonight is answer the question I asked you before. I'm now going to call our participants through. Claire S, Craig and Jonathan.
Go on, chaps.
Could you please now join me in the elimination room?
Up to you.
Good luck, guys. Well done, guys. Come on, guys.
See you later.
Best of luck.
See you later.
Woo! I'm watching it. Woo! Woo! Good luck.
Right, guys. Right. Okay. Tonight's challenge is called Answer the Question I Asked You Before. Now, the rules are simple. Each of you will have 1 minute to answer as many questions as possible. I can only accept your first answer. You may pass on a question, but I will not return to it. Whoever answers the fewest questions correctly will be eliminated, okay? However, there's a catch. Instead of giving me the answer to the question I'm asking, you must give me the answer to the previous question. For example, if question 1 was, what is the name of this program, you would have to wait until the next question before giving me the answer shattered. Everyone happy?
Yes.
Okay. If there's a tie-break, we go on how many passes, okay? Fair enough. Jonathan, I'm going to start with you. Please take the hot seat. Jonathan, please state your name and profession.
My name's Jonathan Wood. I'm a psychiatrist.
Your specialist subject is answering the question I asked you before. Remember, you don't need to answer the first question, okay? Your time starts now. Which female politician was Prime Minister during the 80s? Who had a hit with Bat Out of Hell?
Margaret Thatcher.
Which American model was married to Mick Jagger?
Meatloaf.
Complete the phrase. A Rolling Stone gathers no...
Jerry Hall.
Wuthering Heights and Running Up That Hill were hits for which famous Kate?
Moss.
Complete Bruce Forsyth's famous catchphrase. Nice to see ya,
Bush.
Which town on the French Riviera holds a famous film festival each year?
Nice.
A rabbit lives in a hutch, a horse lives in a stable, a dog lives in what?
Cans.
What is the surname of the current Prime Minister? Tony...
Kennel.
Which band had a hit with Wonderwall?
Blair.
Who wrote the novel War and Peace?
Oasis.
Which animated film featured the character Buzz Lightyear?
Tolstoy.
What is the first book of the Old Testament? I've started so often as you can answer that question, you passed. Okay.
Oh.
Jonathan, very good. You had 1 pass. You did, however, get 11 right. Well done. You can now return to your seat. All right, give me a break. I'm doing the Magnus thing. Craig, you're up next. Would you please take the hot seat? Craig, please state your name and profession.
OK, my name's Craig North, and I'm a talent consultant.
Your specialised subject is answering the question I asked you before. Remember, you don't need to answer the first question, OK? Your minute starts now. Jim Henderson created which group of puppets, including Kermit the Frog, Fozzie Bear and all his friends? Which football team play at Old Trafford?
The Puppets.
That's incorrect. The Muppets. Which elite British Army division has the motto, Who Dares Wins?
Manchester United.
How do you spell the word pig?
Pass.
Correct answer is SAS. Which Steven Spielberg film featured an alien and a small boy named Elliot?
P.I.G.
Which film cop played by Clint Eastwood said the famous line, Go ahead, punk, make my day?
Pass.
E.T. Who is Prince William's younger brother?
Pass.
Dirty Harry. Which cartoon bear loves honey and has a friend called Piglet? Winnie the...
Who?
Harry. What boy band had hits with All Rise, One Love and Sorry seems to be the hardest word?
Who?
What colour do you get if you mix red and white?
Blue.
In the Bible, who is Samson's girlfriend?
Pink.
It's a correct answer. The end of your round, you've scored 5 and 3 passes. Well done. Claire, if you take your place, please. Claire, the situation's fairly simple. You have 5 to beat, OK?
Yes.
Please state your name and profession.
My name's Claire Southern and I'm starting as a trainee police officer. See you.
Your specialised subject is answering the question I asked before. Remember, you don't need to answer the first question, OK?
Yes.
Your minute starts now. What did the initials TV stand for? Complete the following phrase. Too many cooks spoil the...
Television.
Which boy band had a hit with Flying Without Wings?
Roth.
Which famous disaster was depicted in the film starring Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio?
Westlife.
What is the name of Keith Harris's cute green duck?
Titanic.
Which British actor was the star of 4 Weddings and a Funeral and Notting Hill?
Pass.
Orville. Complete the song I'm Forever Blowing.
Hugh Grant.
In the 1980s, what did Michael Jackson take to wearing on only one hand?
Bubbles.
What does the Queen wear on her head during state occasions?
A glove.
What type of circus performer has a red nose and amusingly large feet?
Pass.
A crown. Who is George W. Bush?
Clown.
What's the first name of Mickey Mouse's girlfriend?
George Bush. Oh, President.
President of the United States of America.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. But for you, I'm glad to tell you, you scored 8 and 2 passes. Please take your place. Craig, I'm afraid in last place, you have been eliminated from the competition. Jonathan, Claire, you may now return back to the lab.
Well done.
Hey, well done, Sunshine.
Well done, mate. You skates again.
Oh, you were perfect. Oh, Craig. Oh, Craig.
I know.
You did fabulous. I kept cracking up. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to
You got to 7, I thought you are in. Did you realise you were in?
I didn't. I was thinking...
You didn't. You had done it, like, even before halfway through, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Hey, Craig had an awful round.
He did.
An awful round.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 88 hours, like a Herculean effort, please get up for Craig. Is there any consolation whatsoever?
Yeah.
OK. You wanted to go yesterday.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So, with that in mind, are you feeling disappointed now?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, I wanted to go all the way, but unfortunately, you know, I didn't. But, you know, I'm glad that I've taken part in this, and I'm glad to go home as well.
You've been a real sport. Thank you very much. Who do you think is going to win? Or who do you want? Just who do you think? Who do you think's got it in them? Don't want to hurry you there, Craig.
I'm going to take my time. This is my last time I'm going to be on TV, so I'm going to take my time, OK?
Well, I'm afraid I started, so I'll have to finish. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig. We will be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. to find out how our 6 remaining housemates are coping with 111 hours of sleep deprivation. I can guarantee it's not going to be pretty. See you then.
And then,
I was just like,
something about
And then
clown.
where did someone... I thought it had something to do with where did he have his hand? Something to do with Michael Jackson, actually.
What did Michael Jackson take away from one hand?
Oh, that's
and the answer
right.
was bubbles.
Yeah.
But it was what? Of course.
do you know what? I felt so under pressure going last though.
You looked at a bag of nerves.
Yeah,
on
I was
the
just
chair.
like-
I think you did an okay job there.
I'm not surprised.
Given the pressure you were under, you did a
okay,
great
if I was
job.
first, I wouldn't have liked that.
After the second question,
The adrenaline got in, is it?
he said to himself,
it's just
when he
pizza
sat
now,
back,
isn't it?
I think he just said to himself, that's it, it's over.
God, I love Craig.
Well, I hope... I can't get any worse than
Craig's gonna
dropping 80%.
get to read all this fan mail.
And see his website. And then
My hands were like all over the place. I was so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
Mental note.
Do not
Get
tell me you just
knackered.
took the last one of my cigarettes.
I'll give you some.
Wait.